Hello and welcome back to Wrongmar. In today's maths lesson, we're going to be looking at polyhedrons. Our WALT for today is to identify 3D shapes and to explore their properties. So let's jump right into it. These 3D shapes are all polyhedrons. Do you know the name of any of them? And could you possibly describe the properties of a polyhedron? What do they all have in common? Pause the video. Write down an answer. Well, did you get any of them right? These are the names of all those polyhedrons. Can you think of any other polyhedrons? Pause video, write down one extra one. So you might be wondering, what on earth is a polyhedron? Well, all these shapes over here are polyhedrons. They're just 3D shapes that have straight edges and flat faces. These are often called the plane surfaces. The ones on the right-hand side are also 3D shapes, but they're not polyhedrons because they have curved faces. So polyhedron, straight edges, flat faces. Not a polyhedron, curved faces. So let's take a look at two well-known polyhedrons you've seen lots of times before. Can you explain the difference between these two polyhedrons? Can you think of a definition for each one without using a picture? Pause the video and see if you can come up with an answer. Well, hopefully you got something along these lines. This fella on the left hand side is a cuboid. He's got 4 equal oblong faces, or rectangular if you prefer, and it's got 8 vertices. This fella on the right hand side is a cube. He's got 6 equal square faces and 8 vertices. All of these polyhedrons are prisms. Can you describe the properties of any of these shapes? What do they all have in common? And when you've got that, can you think of a definition for a prism? Pause the video and write down an answer. So hopefully you got something like this. Prisms have 2 opposite identical faces. Their vertices are all connected with parallel lines. So these two guys here are both hexagonal prisms. Prisms can be any length. The important thing is that the opposite faces are exactly the same size. So you can see in this picture that one hexagon on one side is exactly the same size as the one on the opposite side that we can't see. All polyhedrons are made up of polygons. That's those closed 2D shapes. There's 3 here. Can you work out what polyhedrons these sets of polygons will make? Pause the video and try figure out what the 3D shapes are. Well, did you get them? A was an octagonal prism, B was a square-based pyramid, and C was a cuboid. Prisms can be made using any polygon, a regular one or an irregular one. Now that short lesson is done, we're going to do a bit of practice on visualizing and designing 3D shapes. That's all we have time for today. Until next time, take care.